In our modern culture, we are bombarded by a single, relentless narrative that success is the ultimate remedy for all of life's problems. We are conditioned to believe that if we can simply accumulate enough wealth, acquire the right symbols of status, or find the perfect partner, our lives will finally become seamless and fulfilling. However, a significant part of the problem is that we are remarkably poor at defining what success actually means to us on an individual level. We rarely stop to critically examine the metrics we use to measure our progress or question whether our goals are truly our own. Often, what we believe we want, be it a luxury car, a prestigious home, or status in a certain social circle, is merely a proxy for what we genuinely crave: respect, approval, and attention. If we fail to question these underlying motivations, we remain unclear about what we are truly willing to sacrifice to achieve them. Without that fundamental clarity, we effectively guarantee that we will never achieve the success we seek, because we aren't committed to the necessary costs of attaining it. When people observe extraordinary, outlier-level success, the kind that elevates individuals to the top of their fields, they almost invariably fixate on the wrong details. They obsess over the surface-level habits of the successful, such as their morning routines, their work schedules, or how they spend their weekends, while completely overlooking the foundational pillars that actually enable such results. To achieve truly massive, extraordinary success, one must master 3 specific elements, yet most people ignore 2 of them. First, you must possess a contrarian take. You must be willing to look where 99.9% of people refuse to look and consider ideas that the vast majority believe are absurd or stupid. Paradoxically, this contrarian nature often transforms you into a social outcast before it ever makes you successful. People will doubt your sanity and question your judgment. Second, you must be correct in that assessment, because most contrarian ideas are unpopular simply because they are incorrect. Third, you must have the unwavering conviction to execute that idea massively. Most people fail here because they lack an original contrarian vision, they are incorrect in their analysis, or they are simply too terrified to drop everything else and commit fully to that vision. This misalignment between wanting the result and hating the process is the primary reason so many people fail to reach their goals. We see this tension constantly. People crave the benefits of being a top-tier performer, but they are unwilling to endure the reality of the work. The experience of being successful, the applause, the recognition, the external validation, is less than 1% of the actual experience. The other 99% consists of practicing, rehearsing, and failing in solitude, completely unnoticed by the rest of the world. If you are not willing to endure this invisible cost, you do not actually desire the goal. You are merely fantasizing about the outcome. People often separate the outcome from the process, and this psychological detachment leads to paralysis. Because the outcome seems like an impossible mountain to climb, people lose motivation and become too afraid to even take the first step. The solution to this paralyzing cycle is the do something principle. When you feel stuck, do not wait for a spark of inspiration to arrive before you act. Inspiration is not the cause of action. It is the effect of action. If you are confronted with a massive, daunting problem, do not worry about solving the entire thing at once. Instead, rewrite the problem and identify the smallest, most basic step you can take right now. Once you perform that minimal, viable action, steps 2, 3, and 4 will begin to reveal themselves to you. Motivation does not magically appear while you are sitting still. It is generated through the very act of doing. Furthermore, fear of failure and rejection often keeps us trapped in a cycle of inaction. However, if you view rejection objectively, it is actually a powerful sorting mechanism for the universe. Rejection is simply the world signaling that what you are offering is not for everyone, which is an inherently positive filter that helps you remove the people and circumstances that would not have made you happy anyway. Failure is also an essential source of information. It highlights your weaknesses and teaches you exactly how to improve. Once you stop viewing failure as an enemy and begin to see it as a necessary component of the learning process, you stop fearing it and start leaning into it. Ultimately, it is vital to understand that even if you achieve extraordinary success, it does not resolve every human problem. In fact, it often complicates your relationships and lifestyle, forcing you to constantly question the motivations of those around you. Reaching every goal you have ever set can occasionally lead to a sense of purposelessness, where you are left wondering what to look forward to next. Therefore, it is essential to cultivate dreams and values that exist outside of your worldly achievements. True fulfillment comes not just from hitting a milestone, but from maintaining a focus on things that are inherently meaningful and enduring, rather than purely material. Success is a wonderful objective, but it is not a destination that cures the human experience. It is merely a different set of challenges that requires even more resilience, honesty, and introspection to navigate successfully. Have a nice day.